By forming our own conclusion of who God is, we actually establish an idol in our mind. And we have a whole 38,000 denominations. Yeah, it used to be 33. Now we got 38,000 denominations that have established these idols in our heart, and we call it to be God. We need to be redeemed from our own reasonings. And hostility comes and conflict comes in churches because somebody is telling you there's a better way. And you want to revert to old patterns. And therefore you condescend from the original design. The scriptures are your original design. Your reasonings were shaped by iniquity. I will say it again. The scriptures are the original design for your life. Your reasoning is what? Shaped by iniquity. Adam fell on his head. Fell head first. Ever since then, every man or woman that came into the kingdom has had that issue with the head. With their thinking, their reasoning, their perceptions. That's why it's carnal.
So which means now that word will never become, because you will never behold him correctly, now that word will never become living.
Exactly. Yeah, because if my mind remains the same, then my interpretation will be incorrect. The only way I can interpret God correctly, my mind has to change. If you never change a certain aspect of your mind, it remains carnal. And then the carnal mind is hostile against God. So you can interpret God correctly. That's easy, y'all. So more and more you want your mind renewed. So you can interpret what God is doing for your life. You can't see clearly if your mind is still carnal. And the sad thing, we think carnality, because we have Galatians 5 telling us the 17 kings, the 17 elements of an unregenerate person that, what God delivered us from. But we think carnal stuff is cussing. I wrote down 4 of them, I forgot. But anyway, one of them is cussing, drinking, and smoking, and clubbing. Those the ends. All that, we think we're carnal if we participate in those things. That is not carnal. You to resist God is carnal. When a leader brings a message and you go another direction, that's carnal. When the directions are given fully and you decide in your heart, I'm not with that. You get what I'm saying? Gossiping ain't over there in Galatians 5, but that's carnal. Strife is carnal. Envy is carnal. You can't get along with your mate, that's carnal.
Those things help you identify what's not God. You know what I'm saying? God have attributes that we should understand that's him. And I think when you look at things like Galatians, when you talk about the 17 kings, when you look at things like that, what you do is you look at you being able to identify the fact that these are not attributes of God.
In fact, let me just help everybody out. Those that are watching and those that are here tonight. Understand this. When you look at Ephesians 4 and Colossians 3, both of them are showing you what the old man is and what the new man is. You look at the new man, you'll find out what God is. Because the new man in Ephesians 4 and Colossians 3 is the image of Christ. And if you go over it, you'll be shocked at some of the things that we have that don't represent that new image. Let's go. Come on, research. Because some of y'all looking at me ain't been in Ephesians in years. Let me show you. So you look at me all funny. You give me that half nod. Especially Colossians. Especially Colossians 3. You know what? I said Ephesians 4, right? Let me see. I don't know. Colossians 3. Yeah, let's go to Colossians 3. Let's go to 3 and 5. I'm going to go real fast, okay? Y'all ready? Everybody there? Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. For which things sake the wrath of God about cometh. Where is the wrath on? Those things that we just said. Right? In the which you also walked sometime, at one time, when you lived in them. Okay? But now, somebody say now.
Now.
That now has been 2,000 years. You also put off these, all these, what? Anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, evil communication out of your mouth. See, it's bigger than those 17 kings. This is what the old man. Lie not one to another, seeing that you have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on what? Now, in the Greek, it says, it's an aorist tense, which means not only did I initially put it off, but I'm continually putting it off. Okay? That's why Jesus said, which now is and is to come. You get what I'm saying? And you have put on a new man, which is renewed in what? Knowledge. After what? The image of him that created him. Gnosis. I got to get knowledge. I got to get information. That is determined. That is the case closed. How is it that I disconnect myself from that lifestyle? Knowledge. Not information. Not revelation. Can you look it up and see what this word is in the Greek? I guarantee you it's bigger than Gnosis. I'm thinking it is. I'm thinking it's probably, I ain't going to say, but I know, I got a feeling it's bigger than that. Because that's the initial stage. All of us get Gnosis when we sit in church and hear things bounced off from the passage. That's just an introduction to truth. That's the same word that's similar to Adam knew Eve. It's Yada in the Greek, Hebrew, but they're cousins in the Septuagint, which simply means, I don't even want to go all that deep, but it's some of us just have a truth introduced to us. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, you heard something, and it's, ooh, you know what I'm saying? It sent a sensation through your body. You know what I'm saying? And it made contact with your senses. But then there is what we call epignosis, where now the information you heard, you're spending time in it and dissected it. And then it becomes a sunesis, which is you take the line upon line. Now the truth you heard, you can go to the Old Testament, the New Testament, and you get the tapestry. Then you get what they call the oida, which means now it's O-I-D-A. And it means now, which not only what I've heard, like Job said, I heard by the hearing of the ear, but now I see by the seeing of the eye. Now that particular truth, you included that in your lifestyle. Yeah. Verse 11, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision, uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond, free. But Christ is what? All in all. Now, that was the old man from verse 5 to 11. Actually 5 to 9, 10 to 11 is transitioning us to say you no longer have to depend on your flesh because Christ is in us all. Put on therefore as the elect of God, holy, beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering. Wow! Those are the God attributes right there. That is the image of the new man. You got that? So you have to say, am I walking? Do I have bowels of mercy? Am I merciful? Am I kind? Oh, don't even answer that question. Because I know some of y'all ain't been kind in 20 years or more. Kindness. And then, you know what? Being kind is